Hello, I'm Stone Valley and welcome to the next episode of Unpacking My Treasures. So if you haven't watched episode 1, you should check that out if you want. Since this is like a general intro I use for all the other episodes, I have no idea what box I'm at. So you have to check the title or whatever. So let's just go straight to the case and unpack the next box. Hello and welcome to the final and last episode of Unpacking My Treasures. So now we are at episode 27 out of 27. And I'm going to tell you immediately that we are going to look at Commodore 64. The box is right here. This used to be a box for my 3D printer. It is filled up and you may notice some objects behind me. That was also here in episode 26 and 25. And that's because this box is so filled up, I had to move this back here. So maybe we should just start on the first one. So, yeah, what can I say? It's a bread box. It has 6581 in it, and there's also the date code. And you may wonder why I do have so many Commodore 64. Well, it kind of just started in 2006 when I was starting researching my Commodore SID recording project, which is based on high voltage SID collection, my SOAS project. I only had my original white version of the Commodore 64 from my teenage years, so from the 91. My original Commodore 64 I did sell in 1989 to a friend at school, but I managed to talk to him throughout the years, and I actually got it back, and he's practically my neighbor now, so that's pretty cool. Yeah, but that is why I have written the date code of the SID chip inside. So in 2006 I could go online in Norwegian marketplaces and people would give this away for free. I also bought one for 1 NOK, 10 NOK, and I think the most expensive one was 100 NOK. So that's like $10 or less in 2006. If you go online today, yeah, the prices are 10 times, maybe 100 times sometimes. So yeah, I guess I was lucky then. But the reason why I wanted to collect so many Commodores is because I already knew about, pretty early on in the project, that there were different characteristics in the sound chip of the old Commodore. So the white version has the 8580, and that sounds exactly the same all over the place. So I didn't know what version I had. That only came like 10 years later that I discovered what version I did have. But I was listening to recordings online during the early project, and that's where I noticed there was a strong variance in the filter, and I was used to playing PlaySid on emulators for a decade something. So basically what I had to do, I wanted to record both the PAL version of the songs and also the NTSC version, so American System, for those songs that were specifically flagged for NTSC. So of course I had to go to eBay also to buy random Commodores. I paid like almost nothing for them. But basically I just kept buying them because I needed to find variation of the chip. So I was hoping to find all the revisions. So that would be revision 1, 2, 3 and 4, and also revision for AR. Of course, I learned later that revision 1 is like a golden version. I mean, it's like 100 pieces in the world or something. so I just gave that up pretty quickly. But the R2, R3 and R4 and R4AR, they would be around in Norway randomly. So I just kept buying Commodores, trying to find the full spectre. But the most stupid thing about these SID chips is that if you have R2, it will say on the chip R2 or R3 or something. The chip is actually so random that even from the same production line on the same day, chip number 1 could sound different from chip number 2 on the same assembly line. So yeah, you could say that every 6581 is all different. It's just the way it is. So I had to make like a cut, like this is my R2, it is what it is, and record everything, hundreds of thousands of songs. This is R3, this is how it sounds. This is R4, this is how it sounds. So it became very, varying in the recordings, and people wouldn't recognize this version, so at least they could try another variant of the chip. So that's why I ended up with so many Commodore 64. I have no idea about the term hoarding at that time. So I'm just want to tell that before I show you all of this. This was never a buy for profit project. This was never a buy for hoarding. I don't have a mental condition of just collecting. I don't intend to earn any money of all of this. It was just because I wanted the variations of the SID chip, and the Commodore were dirt cheap. So that's my story. So yeah, that's the number 1, and they have all been repaired and checked and working, and yeah, I've done a lot of work on these. And I will just get the next one. So this is actually the NTSC machine, and I do know that this has a problem. I need a new VIC chip on this one, unfortunately, because it's just showing like a white streak of light when I turn it on, so I know it's the VIC. But these are the ones I bought from USA. I actually had to buy 2 of these because the first one was completely impossible to repair. So that ended up as a spare board to help me fix the other PAL versions. And here it is. Now it looks very beautiful, I can tell you. This is the second NTSC version, so it didn't used to look like this. Now it looks like a perfect, complete example. But pretty much everything here was missing. So I think like 2 years ago I talked, well, now I repaired all the Commodore. I have a spare board left that's missing everything, and I talked, well, I don't think I'm gonna buy any more Commodore 64s. I repaired all of them, and I was looking at the board and was like, I'm never gonna use this for anything, and I don't want to throw it. So I talked, what if I start to see what parts I have, because I still have a bunch of random parts. So I started buying things. I had to buy adapters for these kernels. I burned them again, and I started to replace, all the missing pieces. And I had to desolder all the sockets, change some chips, bought some new chips, tested them. And I also did the NTSC to PAL modification. So there's 3 things you would normally do. You will switch a jumper, replace the chip with a PAL, and also change the crystal from NTSC to PAL. So I bought the parts, and slowly, piece by piece, I managed to get it to work. So in the beginning there was a black screen. Then I get the black board. I got the blue border. Put this in. I got the text. But now, this machine is now called the Frankenstein machine because it has a weird timing problem. And I've tried everything. I even changed all of these brown little droplets. I haven't changed this because, yeah. I have no idea what's wrong with this. It's difficult to show what's happening, but I will tell you what's happening. So the machine is working. The memory is okay, the CIA chips is okay, the joystick ports are okay, the cartridge port is okay. I haven't got so far to test the tape. There is something going on. But what happens when I turn it on is that it looks like it's frozen. But it's not. The cursor is blinking 4 times slower than it should. But the weird thing is that if I put a cartridge in here and turn it on, the game comes up. The game plays fine. But the music is like... It sounds like the music is also chopped in half, like 4 times. So there's some kind of quadruple thing going on here. And my friend managed to find the poke. So if I type this poke 56325,4, the cursor will actually blink normally, and I can actually type on the keyboard, but the sound is still messed up, and basically we hacked something, right? And this happens every time I turn it on, so I can't type on the keyboard, but I have to hold the key longer for 4 seconds, and the next key, and I press return, and it loads. It also loads from cartridge with the MMC64, so I can load programs into it. But of course the tape is just spinning, so is it the CPU or is it the CIA? I have also traced all the pins that they go where they should go. And I've given up on this machine. So if you know anything about this type of problem, that the machine, the clock is going 4 times slower than it should, and I should tell you immediately that my measuring capabilities are pretty brain dead. If you gave me an oscilloscope, I wouldn't know how to use it. And even though if I know how to use it, I wouldn't know how to interpret the numbers. And if I understand the numbers, I wouldn't know where to replace the part anyway. So, yeah, that is the Frankenstein machine, and this was originally an NTSC. I wanted to convert it to PAL and just bring it back to life. And basically I have, like, everything seems to be working. And it's so strange that I can actually load games and I can play games, but the sound is all messed up, but the CPU is working. So joystick and sprites and everything, no glitches. So yeah, I just wanted to bring that to your attention. Then we begin on the big box. So here's yeah, so this is just a regular Commodore 64, the white version. That's one of those. I wonder if my table is gonna hold all of this, so we will see. Yeah, and this is just a 6581 again. I will refer to it as the SID number or the SID chip, because that's how it all started in my Commodore 64s. And we have, yeah, I even wrote R3 on this, so it's pretty much, you know, the same story for all of these. I will count them afterwards. This is just another one. You know, now begins the problem of having space to all of this. And here's a little bit of an oddball. It looks like the bread bin, but it isn't, because Commodore would usually just use whatever plastic or electronics they had and squash something together. So this is actually a 8580 R5 inside. So I guess it's the motherboard from the white version into a form factor of the bread bin with the color of the white version. So it is not a VIC-20. So yeah, that's one of these ugly ducklings or something. Just like the fairy tale or something, right? Yeah, so this is just another one, bread bin. Gosh. And what do you know? There's another one of these bread bin. I don't know what to put this anymore. And yeah, there's another one of the bread bins. So this is R2. The ones that had markings on it is actually the chips that were used for the recording projects. And they have been on for 24/7 for several years during the recording. Yeah, what can I say? It's another one. So what is this? Yeah, so this is R4. So now we have R2, R3 and R4 represented. And yeah, let's pick out this one. This is the white version, so this is just a PAL machine again. I hope this table can hold all of this. And we continue. Yeah, that's another one. And this is the NTSC version, so now I have represented both the NTSC that was also used for the recording. I'm really struggling here now. I'm sorry, I have to put it here. And then I can tell you, finally, the last version. And this is my own Commodore. This is what started it all. I guess this is the reason why I'm standing here today. So, whoa. So this is my, Jesus Christ. Okay. I have specifically marked this. This is Demonoid Original. So here we have my actual, well, maybe I should show it in the camera. Jesus Christ. So this says Demonoid Original. This is my original one that I bought in 1987 or 88. Sold it to a friend in 1989. Got it back in 2015. So now I could finally see what kind of version I have. I haven't written that on here, but I think it was an R4 with an extremely strong filter. And it's produced in week 51 of 82. So that's, yeah, week 51, that's like December. But this had a black screen, so it was the usual thing, you know, PLA or RAM or something. I have fixed it and it came back to life. But yeah, this is like the golden nuggets of my collection. This is what started it all. And finally, this is my actual, what I call it, dust cover that I did buy in a catalog. And put this on my Commodore 64 way back in time, so this was also brought back to me. This is original 1988 plastic. Let me just put that there. Alright, so I don't know if I'm able to count all of this. There's quite a lot. But yeah, stay there. So yeah, I don't know if I managed to count this. You can count it yourself, I guess. But yeah, now my screen is filled up with lots of beautiful Commodores, and I feel like the whole family is present. Okay, so I guess that was the ending of everything, at least for this unboxing and packing series. This was a nice little look at all my my collection, which will hopefully find its way into this retro basement. So I guess now, since I release every episode every week, I think we are already almost in April by now. So I guess I have to wish you a happy Easter or something. And yeah, today it's actually at the end of November-ish, kind of. I forgot the date, like, what is it, like 23 or something, 2. Yeah, it's in the weekend anyway. So what else can I say? I will continue on my basement here, and slowly get finished with the house, so I can start displaying all of this stuff in the retro basement. And I will probably also do some planning or some research, or maybe even try to shoot the first episode of my TimePod episode, 21 episodes, where I'm gonna sit down with the actual equipment and replay my memory, replay the first hour, day or week or first month of every machine I was exposed to. So yeah, I'm looking forward to that. It's gonna be more like actual use of this machine, just not dead machines all around or equipment with no power in them. Alright, so I hope everything works around here and everything got recorded. And yeah, what can I say? Thank you for watching, and bye bye. Hold on, there is actually some more parts that was left out of the boxes. So I will just go quickly through them. So the first item is just a regular Amiga tank mouse. I've turned off the other cameras because this is gonna be over quickly. And then there was also a joystick that didn't make it into the joystick episode, so this is for Commodore 64. I'm unsure of the brand. Let me see. Competition Pro joystick. So there you have it. Maybe we will try to fit these items inside her. And there are two cables. I found this in a thrift store just a week ago. So today it's the weekend, so I guess it's 22nd of November 2025. Yeah, I think this is for Xbox, original Xbox, so some kind of adapter for something. I just saw the logo, so I picked them up. And then I also found a loose CD in a thrift store, so that's Half-Life 1 Anthology, so that will be for the PC. That fits nicely into my retro PC. And I also found a loose CD of Splinter Cell, so that's the original Splinter Cell for PC. But I also found another version of Half-Life 2 for PC. And yeah, this is a little different type than the other one I showed in one of the episodes, I suppose. And then I also found a trilogy pack of Battlefield 1942. So there are three games for that. Yeah. And I also did find Splinter Cell Pandora Tomorrow. I paid like, yeah, not much for this, but it's complete. And it's one of these games that I did play on my PC back in the 2000-ish. And I did find also Microsoft Office Enterprise 2007, so Word and Excel and PowerPoint and Outlook and all this. And of course this software will just work perfectly fine, and this is with serial code, so yeah, you just build the machine to fit this version and then off you go. And I did find a couple of these actually. So now I have like 3 of them and 4. And then I stumbled across version 11 of Pinnacle Studio. That is also for PC. So now I have some kind of editing software, but of course I don't edit with that type of software anymore. I edit everything in virtual reality, my own editing software. And this is just a CD with a dongle for mobile fiber or mobile net from the Norwegian company Telenor. I thought it was cool because it has some device inside. Yeah, and I also found Microsoft Office Standard Edition 2003, so that's even older. And I guess I also found Microsoft Office Home Edition 2003. And Standard Edition 2003 again. And also Office Home and Student 2007. So yeah, this will work perfectly fine, and it's original license and everything. And then finally I also had a Commodore power supply, so this is a different type than the ones I showed you in one of the other episodes, so that was unfortunately left out. And then finally I did show that I bought the A500 Mini from Retro Games, and I'm always curious on these machines. So what I would usually do is that I don't buy these immediately when they come out, because I don't want to really spend money on this. I mean, I have thousands of Commodore 64 and I prefer the original one. But I will probably regret not buying these anyway. So I just thought, okay, if it's the last in the shelf in the shop, I will just buy it. Just for the fun of it, just to get the feeling of walking out the shop with the brand new Commodore 64 under my arm. And then there's also the big box of Commodore Amiga 500, so this is authentic from the 80s. This is how it looks in Norway. It's difficult to fit it inside the camera here, but it is in expected condition of being worn out, but it's nice to just keep this around. I have two of these, so that was the number one. Now everything is falling apart here. And speaking of original packaging, I also have two of the original boxes, how they appeared here in Norway. So this is, it is obviously worn out, but did you know that this screenshot is actually from a Commodore business demo? I've never heard people talk about it, so you can actually find this software. I did write a little tiny story of this on my homepage, website, where I took a screenshot from the actual software, so I'm not sure where this screenshot comes from. At least now we have documented that. Yeah, and these are obviously just stock photos. I'm not sure where this screenshots actually comes from, but there's the business demo thing again. Yeah, that was one of the boxes. And here's my another one. Same story, same version. The Norwegian packaging box from originally. And then finally I bought this about a year ago, so in 2024. I just had to get this one also because if I already started on the retro games collecting, then I can just as well pick this up. So this has the same story. I don't buy these when they come out like new. I want to pay as little as possible. So there was only two left in the shop. So I thought, what the hell? I will now buy it. And it is complete, of course. Working perfectly fine, but I just want to experience going into a shop and just leave the shop with an, more or less an authentic Commodore 64 under my arm, because I never bought the original Commodore 64 new. I actually bought it in a used condition. It was only the Amiga 500 that I bought with the original packaging. And when I bought the Amiga 1200, it was new, but I didn't get the box packaging for it because I didn't buy it from a shop, but I bought it from a local distributor. So he was like an agent for Commodore Oslo, and I guess they just shipped them in a big box, so they removed all the packaging, but I got all the paperwork and manuals and everything. So, and then also the Amiga CD32 was also bought in a box. I didn't buy that in a physical shop. That was bought from, mail order, I guess you will say. Yeah, but that completely concludes the entire 27 episodes, and these additional items were left out of the boxes and I kind of forgot about them. So yeah, that will be the complete ending of everything. So this is the collection I have as per this date, 22nd of November and 2025. Of course this collection will grow, but I won't make any, updates on this collection or whatever. It doesn't make sense. I spent 45 years collecting all of this. I'm not gonna wait and make another one in 45 years. So yeah, that was the end, and I guess I'll just say game over.